Okay then, so here we go. Next topic is Steam is now offering refunds, and I thought I'd just check my emails. So we've got some good news. So, Steam have now said for any reason, if you play a game under 2 hours within 14 days of purchase, they will give you a refund. No questions asked. And if it's beyond 14 days, then you can still apply. They will just have to take into consideration the reasons why you've wanted a refund. Now, this has been something that people have been asking Steam and begging, especially for online retail, which is a little more complex. They've been wanting this to happen for a long time.
And the legal reasons.
Yeah, and legal reasons. Like Chris mentioned a few videos ago. Which was basically that once you have purchased an item, I think this happens in all over the world, but definitely in Europe, once you purchase an item, you are the owner of that item. Whether it's online or whether it's physical, you are now the owner. So you should be able to do whatever you want. You should be able to sell it on. You should be able to get a refund if it's, and people can do this, with clothes, with cars, and with whatever it is. If they don't like something, they got a receipt and they should be able to take it back to the retailer and get a refund. Especially if there's no damage to it. And obviously, because it's online and it's a digital copy, there is no damage. So you should instantly be able to get refunds. Anyway.
You hear me, Sony? But
yeah. So I, obviously, you guys have probably seen over the last few weeks and months, I have been hating on a certain game called Cities XXL, which I bought. And I thought, I'll give it a try. I know it's quite a while ago now. I bought this game in February. It's now June. And I thought, I'm going to give it a shot. So I sent a message out to them on Tuesday saying I bought this back then. I'd only played 77 minutes of it. The reason why I'm, wanting to get a refund is because, for goodness sake, the titles weren't centered. It's a disgustingly made game. So I sent that on Tuesday, so that was the 2nd of June. It's now the 6th, it is the 7th of June today, but I got this email yesterday, which I didn't check, saying, hello, my name, which is an old name, but, hello, insert name here, me, your purchase has been refunded by Steam. You will receive the funds within 7 days. You're being refunded the whole $29.99.
Wow, you spent $29.99.
God, that sucks.
Let's think of the happy things. Now I can buy Cities Skylines.
To be fair, it's the good one. They made one of the best city planning games in years. It was just happened to be preceded by one of the worst in years.
Within 3 months, within 2 months of each other.
They're a studio with range. Let's say that.
Anyway, so to cut a long story short, good job, Steam. Really impressed, and the customer support is honestly some of the best and fastest I've seen. They managed to get me a refund based on a personal request within 4 days, and I can only imagine that they've been getting a huge influx of people doing this in the last 4 days
since they've done it. Yeah. There is another side to this. I don't know if it's mentioned in the article there. I'll bring it up
I'll just quickly go through the article. So it's only a small article. So Valve has made the major step for introducing refunds to its Steam retail platform with fairly generous terms and conditions. This is a quote from them. You can request a refund for nearly any purchase on Steam for any reason. Maybe your PC doesn't meet the hardware requirements. Maybe you bought a game by mistake. Maybe you played the title for an hour and just didn't like it. It doesn't matter. Valve will, upon request via help .steampowered.com, issue a refund for any reason. If the request is made within 14 days of purchase, the title has been played for less than 2 hours, for less than 2 hours. So it's an instant refund if those two criteria are met. And there are more details below, but even if you fall outside the refund rules we have described, you can still ask for refunds anyway, and we'll take a look at it. But the move has caused concern among some developers, because refunds can also apply to DLC, in-game items, pre-purchase titles, bundles, and the Steam wallet. But one of the things that developers are having problems with is that some of their smaller games can be played within 2 hours, so they're getting worried. Are they going to be out of pocket because people can now just get refunds?
I don't know. I mean,
The way I see that is that they can worry about it, but I think the average person who played a game that's that short and enjoyed it, quite frankly, wouldn't be bothered to go through the trouble of refunding it just to get their money back, because
honestly, if you're willing to do that,
if someone's willing to do that, then good for them. But I think the average person wouldn't. It wouldn't be a major problem. I don't.
Yeah.
Think. Unless it was just a bad game, in which case,
Then you made a bad game. So.
I think if your plan is to just do that, beat the game in 2 hours, and then refund it, then you're just gonna pirate the game anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not gonna actually pay.
I think a good key is to make sure people are informed on that, so they know what to expect. So basically, if it's a shorter game, then make sure that either and or whatever, it's mentioned in the info. So it's like, this is a short experience, blah blah blah. Maybe even if Steam had estimated times or whatever for how long it took to play a game, that would be really interesting. Also, if a game is short, it's a bit of a debate in general, but maybe consider pricing it with respect to that.
Yeah, right.
Like if a game is 2 hours long and someone pays, £15, £30 or $60 or $40, then unless it is a really, really, concentrated experience that's really, really worthwhile, they may feel that even if they enjoyed it on the whole, it wasn't a good investment of that money when they could have waited on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would like to believe that most gamers would have the decency and possibly the respect, especially in terms of indie gamers and indie developers. Sorry, as it is, indie developers don't get a lot of exposure, and they don't get a lot of money, and the entire industry knows this already. So I'm hoping that the customers will have that respect enough that they wouldn't do that. Although I can understand why they're getting a little bit nervous, because especially after Steam has pulled the last few things, they've been Valve haven't been exactly on a roll in terms of good decisions recently, but good decision, one bad decision, which they retracted very quickly. But I think this is a really good thing. It gives control back to the customers about something that honestly should have been implemented a long time ago.
Yeah, it's something that needs to be there at least.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many games.
It technically did. It used to exist. It's just it wasn't clear that it did.
Yeah, you could kind of.
Now it's a proper thing. Used to have to go to Steam and complain actively, and then you'd get a refund. But then now this is actually part of their. You can do this, if that makes any sense.
I mean, I'm thinking they're probably going to put some sort of limit. So, if there's a game that you haven't played for, if you haven't played it at all, but you haven't played it for 6 months, and of course you probably won't be able to get a refund, because you've kept it around for that long. But
500 hours of League of Legends, and I'm really.
I think
they're
more lenient now, since it's just coming out that they're accepting.
Yeah.
Refunds.
I mean,
in your case, you bought City 6XL a while back.
Yeah.
Only played it the once, the day you bought it, for an hour, and then didn't touch it.
And have publicly hated on it for the last 4 months. So I could show them videos just showing them a progression of my hatred towards this game.
Yeah.
But I'm very impressed with the service, and I'm quite happy.
Yeah, it's definitely a necessary change, especially considering Steam has been known for their poor customer support for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a good change.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.